once again, my lovely ladies and handsome gents, to talk to the hand reviews. Today I have a very special fragrance I want to talk about. It is a classic. I used to sell it behind the counter in the late 80s and the 90s. It is Givenchy Ysatis. You like my Ysatis, my Givenchy earrings? These were given to me when I worked behind the counter by Givenchy. They used to have these really neat Christmas parties. Not Givenchy, the department. They'd have these really neat Christmas parties, and where you go and they would give you bags and bags of stuff. It was like, wow. That was really when you go, yeah, I'm in the right industry. Because it really felt good getting all that stuff. We called it gratis or gratis, whatever. But anyhow, this Ysatis bottle, this is the one I've had. I've had this all these years. I kept it. I had another bottle too, but I used that up. And this one I've just had all these years, and I just held on to it and didn't finish it. And now I have a channel, so I can talk about it. This bottle still smells really good. I wouldn't say it smells exactly like it used to. I'd say maybe... No, it's mostly, I'd say it's a 9. Considering it's however old it is, pretty darn old. That's pretty good. I would absolutely still wear this. I just don't really because I'm wearing a lot of other things. But I'm glad to be able to have this to show you. So Ysatis came out in 1984. And the nose is Dominique Ropion. Very, very famous perfumer. And just a few of the things that he's created, by the way, just a few little things you might recognize. You just might recognize. Victor and Rolf Flower Bomb, Paco Rabanne Phantom, Ralph Lauren Safari, Elie Saab Girl of Now, Calvin Klein Euphoria, Dior Dune, Givenchy L'Interdit 2018, Jennifer Lopez Live. Actually, he did 25 fragrances for Givenchy. He also came with Lancôme La Vie Belle and included a lot of those La Vie Belle flankers too. He did 39 fragrances for Lancôme. So, I mean, you know, it's been around. He's not a new... He's one of those great noses that was nosing back in the 80s when I started working in fragrance and cosmetics. And he's still nosing now that I'm doing this cosmetics and fragrance YouTube channel, and that's really cool. I think, I mean, there's probably not that many that are still going to be around for that long, you know, just saying. So this fragrance, it reminds me, it's really classy, really sophisticated, along the lines of Chanel No. 5, those kind of fragrances. It's just really sophisticated. I feel like, I think anyone can wear any fragrance they want to wear at any time. But I feel like this is the kind of fragrance that a person who is not sophisticated would have trouble pulling off. And I don't say that very often about fragrances because I feel like it doesn't matter who you are, wear what you want, and that's the truth. But I just don't see this being worn by... It's a really high-end type of fragrance, I think. I think it's extremely sophisticated and beautiful. So the notes are, the top notes are aldehydes, ylang ylang, orange blossom, galbanum, Brazilian rosewood, coconut, bergamot, mandarin orange, and citruses. That's just the top notes. The mid notes are tuberose, jasmine, narcissus, carnation, rum, iris, and rose. The base notes are honey, civet, oak moss, sandalwood, cloves, amber, patchouli, musk, vetiver, laurels, and vanilla. So, you know, I mean, it's a high quality fragrance. And maybe it's because of all those ingredients. It's really unique. I've never smelled anything that smells like it. It's considered a chypre. This is just the black tie special event, going to the opera, going to the museums, going to a wedding. There's no sweet in it. And see, back in the day, there weren't a lot of fragrances that were really sweet or that had, you know, gourmand. They were considered gourmand because what I read is that, and I wondered why that was. Because since I just got into this like a couple years ago, I thought, why are there so many fragrances now that smell like edibles? You know, that smell like, you know, cake or bananas or whatever. And it's because the technology used to create those kinds of fragrances really mainly came around in the mid 90s, the early to mid 90s. And I think that's pretty fascinating because back in the day, nothing smelled like food. Nothing smelled like, I mean, there were some sweet fragrances, but they didn't really smell, nothing smelled like food. Nothing. I mean, it's great, this stuff smells like food, but it wasn't a thing before when I was working behind the counter. So I just feel like this is just like, it's classy and sexy. Oh, I gotta show you. Look at my mini. Saved it from long ago. This guy saved from when I worked behind the counter too. Now I want to tell you a personal story that I remember about Ysatis. So when I worked, okay, the third job that I worked in cosmetics and fragrance was, okay, I had worked at one store in the Orange County area, and I worked there for 3 years. I worked behind the counter for Ultima 2 Cosmetics, and then I crossed the aisle literally and worked for another 2 years for women's fragrance. And then after that, I moved to Los Angeles. I lived in Santa Monica, and I worked in the Beverly Hills area at a mall and a department store there, and I was the counter manager there. And there we sold Ysatis as well. And this one woman that used to come in for Ysatis, she was the rotator rep, which is, I ended up doing that working for Oscar de la Renta and then Guerlain, but she was the rotator rep for Givenchy. And she would come in, and she was this older lady. I think she might have been in her 70s, and she had a very thick French accent, and she was very French. She was always immaculately dressed in these gorgeous outfits and perfect jewelry, and she had the most amazing ability to pull people in and sell them Ysatis. Like there would be, if a guy came to the counter while she was there, man, she would be on them and she'd be like, her way was so, come here, let me show you Ysatis. Yes, oh, it is. And she'd show, and she would sell the Ysatis. I mean, she would sell it. And it was like a velvet hammer. She was smooth and classy, and she represented Ysatis very extremely well. I mean, and she was from France, and she told me this story that she had been in a bad relationship when she was younger. You know, she'd had like a bad boyfriend, or maybe it was a husband, I don't remember. But she told me she'd had the horrible time, the most horrible time in her life, and she had just gotten out of that relationship, and she was kind of sad. And she went to one of the museums in France, I guess. She said, I went to the museum. And she said, and then I'm sitting and I'm looking at the painting, and I turn around, and there I met the love of my life. It was such a great story. And they were happily married forever. I don't know if he had passed on or at that time or not. But I just feel like I had one of the funnest things about working in fragrance and cosmetics were the interesting people I got to work with, because it's not your imagination. Fragrance people are a little unusual. And I can say that, right? Because I'm one of them. I was one of them, and I am now. So, you know, double whammy. But yeah, I have a lot of really good memories. And you know what? I think she gave me this bottle too, because I don't remember them giving me this bottle, but I don't remember Ysatis giving me. I think they gave me a smaller bottle and the earrings, but I think that she gave me this bottle. So yeah, I liked her for that too. You can imagine. I mean, yeah, I'm into that. So what's it smell like? I know you want to know. What's it smell like? 106 people felt, this is according to Fragrantica, 106 people felt it was like Elizabeth Taylor White Diamonds. I don't get that at all. It does. It's a similarly sophisticated fragrance, and I love White Diamonds. I don't love it like this. White Diamonds doesn't have the spicy top note. This is it's a spicy floral. White Diamonds is kind of spicy too, but maybe people are right about that, but I don't agree. So yeah, 106 people. 71 people felt it was like Byzance from Rochas. 64 people felt it was like Divine by Divine. 79 people felt it was like 24 Faubourg from Hermes. And I do remember that. It's been a long time since I smelled that, but that is a really nice fragrance. I don't remember if it smells. I don't think it smells like Ysatis, because if it did, I probably would have noticed. And 63 people felt it was like Jill Sander number 4. I still have a mini of Jill Sander number 4. Actually, let me go get it. I can't get them open. So yeah, I can't get this open, but it doesn't really smell like Ysatis, because that's another thing I would have noticed. Nothing smells like Ysatis, really. You know, there might be some fragrances, of course. There are hundreds and hundreds, thousands and thousands of fragrances I've never smelled. I'm most familiar with the ones I used to sell, you know, which a lot of them are still around. So yeah, Jill Sander number 4. I don't agree. I don't really agree with this, with what other people felt it was smelled like. Well, actually, I don't know. Byzance and Divine. Byzance and Divine, I have never tried. So it might smell like those. But anyhow, Ysatis. So, did you like it? Did you give it a like if you liked it? Did you subscribe? No pressure. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'm Both Reviews Lady. See you next time.